Riders, please make your way to your starting positions. Now, Freestyle BMX fans, I know it is early in the morning, but before we can get this party started, we need you guys to bring the noise. Who's ready for the Elite Men C1 competition? That's what I'm talking about. First rider to drop this morning. Let's give him a warm welcome. Give it up for Esteban Khaled. Esteban starting things out. Tail whip down that gator pit hip. Right into a 360 on the mini tranny box. Flare on that mongoose quarter pipe. Transferring his way into that upper vert wall section. Charging with a massive tuck no-hander from Esteban up into the top of that Red Bull bank. Esteban coming into the box jump section. What does he have for us? 360 downside tail whip over the box. Massive flare whip on the 8-foot quarter pipe. Our first competitor of the weekend has an incredible run going so far. 25 seconds, Esteban. Massive flip whip from Esteban. Right into that tuck no-hander on the 8. 15 seconds. We saw the AMs have a 45-second run yesterday. These pros got to dig deep in the tank with 15 more seconds at the end of their run. Esteban with time winding down. 5 seconds remaining, my friend. And a foo-foo on that big black sub-box. So much precision required for that trick. Make some noise for Esteban. With our first competition run in the books here this morning, we're ready to keep moving right along. I had the pleasure of watching this young man compete earlier this year, and let me tell you, it was a treat. He is an absolute powerhouse on the bicycle. Let's give it up right now for Jeffrey Whaley. Jeffrey is starting things out, cranking towards that Red Bull wall. Massive alley-oop transfer from Jeff to start off run number 1. Right into another transfer from the pole corner to vert wall. Flip bar, late can from Jeff. Looking for that tuck no-hander from the vert wall to bank. Jeff transferring up into that upper vert wall section. Big nosedive, 450 back down. Hold it together, Jeff. Fast and loose this morning in line for Mr. Jeffrey Whaley. You got about 25 seconds left on the clock. There's that corked out 720 over the box jump. Right into the tail whip on the 8. With 15 seconds left on the clock, Jeffrey heading over to the street side of the course, going tuck no-hander over that 7-foot hip. Can on the quedge. 5 seconds, Jeff. And finishing it with a flare at the buzzer. Make some noise for run number 1 from Jeffrey Whaley. And I know 60 seconds doesn't seem like that much time. You saw yesterday in our amateur contest how winded the riders were at the 45-second mark. Imagine the stamina you need to go 15 more seconds at full throttle. That's what these pros are demonstrating out here this afternoon. Next rider to drop. Oh, this is a treat to announce. This guy is constantly pushing what is possible on a freestyle BMX bike. He is a multi-time X Games gold medalist. Let's give it up right now for the monster rider, Mike Varga. 60 seconds on the clock for Varga's first run of the weekend. Big 450 on the way down. Oh, alley-oop 360 into the box, landing into a massive flare on the 8-foot quarter pipe. We're only 15 seconds into this run. Varga already cramming back-to-back tricks. 360 double tail whip this time. Varga working the box jump section here early in run number 1. There's that 360 backflip from Varga. Right into a 540. 25 seconds remain for Varga here in his first qualification run of the weekend. Varga going foot jam, nose pick on the face of that mongoose wall ride. Flare on the quedge. 10 seconds remaining, Mike. Wall slap on that mongoose wall. Cranking towards the snowplow, back into the box jump section. What has he got to end off run one? 360 downside tail whip. And that is going to be time with a bar spin up into the Red Bull bank at the buzzer. A full pull from Mr. Mike Varga. Our friends from the north up there in Canada came down in numbers this weekend, and Varga making them proud with run number one in the qualifications. Next rider to drop in for his first run of the weekend. Let me tell you guys, this guy has an interesting bag of tricks. You never know what he's going to pull out in competition. Let's give it up right now to Robert Vargas. 60 seconds on the clock for Robert to start off run number one. Going X up, transfer down into the park course. Tuck no hander, training pyramid to box. Tire grab, X up on the 8. Robert coming into that box jump section. What is he going to show us? Big lofty 360 from Robert. Tabletop transfer, vert wall to bank. 35 seconds on the clock, Robert. Robert making his way over to the street side of the course. The nice flare underneath that mongoose wall. 20 seconds left, Robert. Robert going tabletop on the way down. We're into the final 15 seconds of the run where these riders have to reach deep into the tank. What does Robert have on the box jump? Superman seat grab. Oh! Robert ghost riding the whip at the end of run number one. Put your hands together for Robert Vargas. This next rider to drop had a fantastic showing yesterday in the expert class. He's now made the jump up to ride versus the pros. Coming out of Ontario, give it up to Ben Weber Kramer. 60 seconds on the clock for Ben, starting things out 720 over the box jump. Big 1 foot X up on the 8 foot quarter pipe. Ben setting back up for the box once again, going 360 double tail whip. One-handed X up on that 8 foot. That was a thing of beauty from Ben. With 35 seconds left on the clock, Ben charging into the street section. There was that massive transfer from the 7 foot hip all the way over the doorway. 25 seconds left for Ben here in run number one as he charges the Red Bull wall. Huge, a 1-footed 540, and it never touched. Ben, 15 seconds, my friend. Cannonball over the box jump this time. With 5 seconds remaining, how will Ben end run number one this morning? And that is going to be time. Finishing up with a downside fast plant on that mongoose wall. A great run number one from Ben Weber Kramer. Like I said, we saw that young man finish second place in the open expert class yesterday. Decided to make the jump up and compete versus the pros here this afternoon. This next rider is usually one of our judges, but I guess he slept in this morning. I'm sorry, you guys. Mr. Rob Darden is not going to be gracing us with his presence, so we're going to be moving past him. He saw what these guys were doing in practice last night and decided, I'm good on competing versus these young men. Next rider to drop, and boy, is he an exciting one. Eyes on the tallest ramp in the skate park. Coming from Costa Rica, the Red Bull rider. Give it up for Kenneth Tencio. Kenneth starting things out, flare dropping off that 16-foot wall. Transferring his way into that elevated vert wall section, flip down the hip. Kenneth, big tail whip air on that 8-foot quarter pipe. Setting up with a whole bunch of speed on the 10. What does he have on the box? Corked out 720 from Tencio. Tuck no-hander on the 8-foot quarter pipe. Kenneth working that box jump section. Superman seat grab on the 10-foot. Are you kidding me? Right into a 540 flare. 25 seconds, Kenneth. Kenneth laying it down here in qualification run number 1. On one hand, 1-foot transfer up into that Red Bull wall. Another awesome transfer into the vert wall. Backflip over the box jump. Bar spin into the bank. 5 seconds, Kenneth. Roll ride in between that gator pit, and that is going to be time for a fantastic run number 1 from Mr. Kenneth Tencio. Kenneth starting things off with a bang with that massive flare drop, and then keeping the momentum going all the way through the run. Last rider here in heat number 1 to take their first qualification run of the weekend. Let's welcome him to the course. This is Juan Carlos Ramirez Matamoros. Starting things out, tuck no-hander down that gator pit. Backflip bar spin over the wrestle box. Are you kidding me? Costa Rica representing out here this weekend. Flare in between the gator pit. Such a narrow passageway through there. No room for air from Juan Carlos as he makes his way into the box jump section with 35 seconds on the clock. No-handed backflip over the box, maximum extension. Bar to tuck on that 8-foot quarter pipe. Juan Carlos has an incredible run going so far. 360 downside tail whip over the box that time. Right into the flare. 20 seconds, Juan Carlos. Carving his way over the snowplow and into the street side of the course with 15 seconds remaining. How will this run finish up? Oh! Juan Carlos unfortunately hanging up and just sliding out on that one. Make some noise for the Costa Rican, Juan Carlos. That means that all of our Heat 1 riders have completed their first qualification runs of the weekend. So we're going to go back to the top of the order here in Heat 1 for qualification run number 2. Again, both of these runs will be averaged together to narrow things down to a 12-man final later on this afternoon. First rider to take his second run here this morning. Let's get that noise going one more time for Esteban. Go ahead. Starting things out, tail whip down that gator pit hip. 360 over the tranny pyramid, flare invert on that 7-foot quarter pipe. Esteban transferring up into that elevated vert wall section. Big tuck no-hander up into that Red Bull bank. Into the box jump section he comes. What does he have for hit number 1? Backflip double tail whip from Esteban. Already stepping things up from his first competition run. 30 seconds remaining. Going 720 this time. Esteban representing France with that opposite flare on the 8-foot quarter pipe. Carving his way up and over the snow plow. There's that Fufanu once again. 10 seconds, Esteban. The French rider has an incredible run. Number 2 going with the flare tail whip right at the buzzer. Make some noise for Esteban Kalev. A great run, number 2 from Esteban, representing France out here this weekend. We're just waiting on those scores to come in before we drop in our next rider. And it does appear like they have just come in. Next rider to drop. Let's get the energy level up one more time. This is Jeffrey Whaley. 60 seconds on the clock for Jeffrey, twisting the throttle. Massive alley-oop transfer from Jeff to start off run number 2. Linking it from the pole BMX quarter into the vert wall. Backflip double tail whip from Jeffrey this time. Bar spin from the bank, from the vert wall to bank. Jeffrey going T-bog into that elevated vert wall section. 450 on the way back down. Topside no foot can. 30 seconds left, Jeff. Jeff going corked out, 720 over the box jump. Tail whip the 8. 20 seconds remaining for Whaley. Whaley transferring his way back into the street course. Going tuck no-hander over that 7-foot hip. 10 seconds, Jeff. Can on the quedge. Time winding down in run number 2. With a big flare right under that mongoose quarter pipe, and that is time for run number 2. A full pull for Mr. Jeffrey Whaley. If you are just tuning in at home, we are currently in heat number 1 qualifications of our elite men's pro competition. These riders are getting 2 60-second runs. Those scores will be averaged together. We are going to narrow things down to a 12-man final later on this afternoon. However, right now, next rider to drop for his second qualification run of the weekend, coming out of Canada, doing it for Monster Energy. Give it up for Mike Varga. Mike constantly pushing the progression of freestyle BMX. Starting things out big, 450 down into the park course. And a big alley-oop 360 transfer right into a flare bar spin. Varga making his way back towards the box jump, 360 downside tail whip. 35 seconds on the clock for Mike here in run number 2 of qualifications. Going 360 backflip this time. Right into a 540 bar spin. Varga staying smooth and consistent on the course, knowing he needs 2 good scores to make it to the finals. Bar spin to wall slap on the mongoose wall. 540 flare on the quedge. 10 seconds, Mike. Mike going wall slap on that mongoose wall once again. 5 seconds remaining. Enough time for one more hit on the box. What's it going to be? 360 double tail whip, and that is time. Put your hands together for the Canadian Mike Varga. We saw this next rider have to hit the eject button at the very end of run number 1. I know he's going to be looking to clean things up here in run number 2. Let's make some noise again for Robert Vargas. Again, this guy has a super unique bag of tricks. You never know what he is going to bring out in competition. Ladies and gentlemen, keep your eyes on the box jump. When Vargas is on the course, nothing front bike flip. Are you kidding me? Oh, Robert Vargas rolling the dice in run number 2. Going for that nothing front bike flip. 360 tail whip from Robert this time. Tabletop transfer from the vert wall to the bank. 30 seconds left on the clock in run number 2 for Robert. As he transfers his way back into the box jump section. Robert setting up on the 10. What's he got on the box? Oh, not quite getting the speed he needed, making the smart decision to shut it down. Make some noise for Mr. Robert Vargas, everybody. You could tell Robert wanted to throw a haymaker on the box jump there. He didn't quite catch the transition he needed on the 10-foot and made the smart choice to shut it down. 3 more riders set to take their second qualification runs this morning. Another rider coming from the north out of Ontario. Let's give it up right now for Ben Weber Kramer. Ben starting things out in the box jump section, 7:20 to kick off run number 2. Beautiful 1-foot tabletop on that 8-foot quarter pipe from Ben. Ben coming back towards the box, 360 triple bar spin. Big look back from Ben. 40 seconds remaining here in run number 2 of the qualifications. Ben going the distance once again from the hip all the way over the doorway. 30 seconds, Ben. Ben charging that big Red Bull bank. What does he have for us? There's the 540, picture perfect this time. 15 seconds on the clock for Ben in run number 2. Ben going double tail whip, letting those legs hang out on that one. 1-foot X up on the 8, 5 seconds remaining. How is Ben going to end run number 2? There with a big downside fast plant on the mongoose wall, and that is time. Another full 60-second run for Mr. Ben Weber Kramer. Definitely a highlight for myself with that massive 540 on the top of that 16-foot tall bank-to-bank. And speaking of that 16-foot tall Red Bull wall, eyes on it right now, because the Red Bull rider, Kenneth Tencio, is on the biggest ramp in the park. Let's let him hear you, Woodward Camp. 60 seconds starts when Kenneth drops in. Kenneth starting out with that flare drop once again. So crazy to have to generate the flip without a transition right into a flip down the gator pit hip. Kenneth with a big lofty tail whip on that 8-foot quarter pipe. Blowing his way over the box backwards. Kenneth going truck the down whip over the box this time. Right into that opposite down whip air. We got about 30 seconds left on the clock. Kenneth, big X up on the 10. There's that 540 flare once again. Kenneth putting it all together here in run number 2. Big downside tail whip transfer up and over the doorway. 15 seconds, Kenneth. Kenneth coming back at the box with that off-axis flip. 5 seconds remaining for Tencio here in run number 2. And that is time. Finishing up with a wall ride in between the gator pit and a flare on the 7. Make some noise for the Costa Rican Kenneth Tencio. Kenneth getting himself 2 full 60-second runs, looking to make sure his spot in the finals is cemented here later on this afternoon. We still have one more rider ready to take their final qualification run of the weekend. He's also hailing from Costa Rica, doing it for Monster. Let's give it up right now for Juan Carlos Ramirez Matamoros. Juan Carlos starting things out, tuck no hander down into the course, backflip bar spin. The transition is way too mellow on that ramp to be doing a flip bar. Juan Carlos making it look easy. Flare in between the gator pit. 45 seconds left on the clock for Juan Carlos. Big tabletop up and over the doorway as he makes his way into the box jump section. What does he have for his first hit here in run number 2? Big flip tuck to turn down this time. Juan Carlos already adding on to his run from earlier this morning. With 25 seconds left, Juan Carlos going 360 downside tail whip this time. Big tuck no hander. 15 seconds remaining. Juan Carlos heading into the street side of the course, looking for that look back over the 7-foot hip. 5 seconds left, my friend. Looking to finish strong with a no-handed flare right at the buzzer. Make some noise for the Costa Rican rider, Juan Carlos. Ladies and gentlemen, that means all of our Heat 1 riders in our elite men's competition have completed both of their qualification runs. At this time, we're going to ask that those Heat 1 riders clear the course. We're going to open things up for a 15-minute warm-up session for our Heat 2 riders before we drop them in for their qualification runs here this morning. Those Heat 2 riders are going to be as follows: Brady Baker, Jaden Chipman, Ryan Nyquist, Ben Millette, Maxime, I'll work on your last name, Caden Stone, Matt Kramer, and Joe Nix. Elite men, Heat 2 riders, you have 5 minutes of warm-up remaining. For anyone just making their way into the skate park, I see our expert class national champ from yesterday in the house, Mr. Nathan Glade. E2 riders, this is your 2-minute warning. 2 minutes of warm-up remaining. Freestyle BMX fans, you know what that means. If you are currently outside of Lot 8, it is time to make your way back in the building because things are about to heat up with our Heat 2 Elite Men Competitors Qualification Round. Following our qualification Heat 2 riders, we are going to move in to our women's elite competition. We only have 2 competitors representing the elite women's class this weekend, so they're going to be going straight to finals. 2 60-second runs. Best run counts for the women. All right, Heat 2 riders, the practice clock has expired. Please make your way to your starting positions. And remember, be aware and do not be in the line of another competitor. Again, each of these Heat 2 riders are going to get 2 60-second runs. The judges are going to average those 2 scores together. We are going to narrow things down to a 12-man final later on this afternoon. All right, Woodward Camp. We are ready to get T2 qualifications underway. Guys, ready to see T2 riders. First rider to drop, originally from Toms River, New Jersey, currently residing in Bakersfield, California. Doing it for Dan's Radio Bikes. Give it up for Brady Baker. 60 seconds on the clock. Brady starting things out. Flip, double whip over the box jump. Right into a big flare on that 8-foot quarter pipe. Brady starting off run number 1 with a bang. Going cash roll. Picture perfect from Baker. Downside tail whip transfer from the vert wall to bank. Big 270 up into that elevated vert wall section. Brady is absolutely on one right now. Transferring back into the box jump set. Double tail whip on the 8. 30 seconds, Brady. Brady making his way back towards the box jump with a 360 double tail whip this time. 20 seconds left on the clock for Brady here in run number 1. Going to wall ride in between the gator pit. Big 1-foot tabletop over the 7-foot hip. 10 seconds, Brady. Transferring back up into that elevated vert wall section. And that is going to be time for run number 1 for the Radio Bikes rider, Brady Baker. We saw Brady competing in the amateur series last year, stepping it up and playing with the big boys out here in the elite men's class. Next rider to drop, another young man from our neighbors to the north in Canada. Let's give it up right now for Dayton Chipman. 60 seconds on the clock for Chipman. Starting things out, tail whip down that gator pit hip. Jaden with a lofty flare on that 7-foot quarter pipe. Transferring his way into that elevated vert wall section, going can on the way back down. No-hander from tranny to box. Big flare on the 8-foot quarter pipe. Jaden coming into the box jump. 360 triple truck driver from Chipman. Right into a flare bar. 25 seconds, Jaden. Jaden going tuck no-hander on the 10. Triple tail whip from Chipman over the box jump. Truck over the box backwards. 15 seconds, Jaden. Time winding down here in run number 1 of qualifying as Jaden bar spins up and over the doorway. 5 seconds, Jaden. 360 over that tranny box. And a flare right at the buzzer. A full 60-second run. Make some noise for Ontario's Jaden Chipman. Scores are in for Jaden, so we're ready to bring in our next rider. This gentleman needs no introduction. He has won everything there is to win in the world of freestyle BMX. One of the most decorated athletes in our sport. Doing it for Haro Bikes and Bobcat Equipment. Give it up for Mr. Ryan Nyquist. Ryan has his signature soundtrack playing as he starts out with that suicide double truck driver. Nyquist going bar spin over the box jump backwards. Big one-handed X up on the 10. Flip suicide over the box jump from Nyquist. Massive flare on the 8. The USA Cycling coach showing these youngsters he still's got it. Bar spin transfer from the box lift to the tranny pyramid. 30 seconds, Ryan. Ryan 2-second up to that elevated vert wall section. The Haro Bikes riders, big bar spin up and over the doorway. 15 seconds remaining, Ryan. D-Bog on the 10. 360 half bar spin. His handlebars are backwards on that flare. Are you kidding me? 5 seconds, Nyquist. And that is going to be time to make some noise for the Bobcat rider, Ryan Nyquist. Wow, Ryan going with that 360 half bar spin and then flaring the quarter afterwards with his handlebars backwards. For any of you guys at home that do not ride BMX bikes, when your handlebars are backwards, it drastically changes the geometry of your bicycle. Next rider to drop in for his first competition run of the weekend, also hailing from Ontario. Give it up right now for Ben Millett. Ben starting things out 270 into the tallest ramp in Lot 8. Transferring his way back down into the park course. 360 from the tranny pyramid to box. Massive flare from Ben. 45 seconds on the clock for Ben here in run number 1 of the qualifications. There's that off his backflip over the box jump. Big tail whip from Ben here. You got about 30 seconds left, Ben. 720 bar spin. Millett putting it all together here in run number 1. 20 seconds remaining for Ben in his first qualification run of the weekend. Airing his way up and over the doorway. 15 seconds. Oh, looking for that nose press on the face of the wall ride. Nose press against the face of the black subbox that time. And that is going to be time for run number 1 from Ben Millett. Canada representing strong out here this weekend at round number 8. The USA BMX Freestyle Series. Next rider set to take his first competition run of the weekend. Let's welcome him to the course, ladies and gentlemen. This is Maxime Chalifour. Maxime starting out 450 into the course to kick off run number 1. Big tuck no-hander transfer from the 7 hip all the way over the doorway. Going front flip over the box jump this time. Maxime working at the box jump section here in run number 1. Big tabletop on the 10. 360 double tail whip from Maxime. With 30 seconds left on the clock, my friend. No-hander over the box jump backwards as he makes his way into the street side of the course. Big bar spin to tuck no-hander up into that Red Bull wall. Tail whipping his way over the channel. 15 seconds, Maxime. Flare on that mongoose quarter pipe. With just under 10 seconds remaining, making his way back to the box jump. Lofty flip from Maxime. No-hander on the 8, and that is time to run number 1. Put your hands together for Maxime Chalifour. If I'm not mistaken, this next rider laid down the world's first sprint tail whip. Long to go, doing it. The world's first, but it was still incredible. This guy, world's second twin whip, doing it for free agent bikes. Give it up for Caden Stone. Starting things out, triple truck driver over the box jump. Double tail whip on that 8-foot quarter pipe. Aiden starting things out. Backflip bar spin over the box. Opposite air bar spin transfer from the vert wall to bank. Flare on the quedge from Caden here in run number 1. That's an opposite downside tail whip on that mongoose quarter pipe. 30 seconds, Caden. Caden. Caden been on a tear lately. Going double tail whip up and over the doorway. 20 seconds remaining. Caden going cash roll this time. Double bar spin on that 8-foot quarter pipe. 10 seconds, my friend. Can one-hander on the 10-foot quarter pipe. 360 downside tail whip over the box. Lazy one-hander on the 8-foot, and that is time. Make some noise for the free agent bikes rider, Caden Stone. Shout out to Caden, giving Martin on actually doing the first quint whip. Caden bringing it out last month. I was super stoked to see that on the social medias. Means we have 2 more set to take the first qualification runs of the weekend. And this next guy, everybody knows him. They love him. Let's right now for the tall order rider, Matt Kramer. Tail whip on the way down. Massive tuck no-hander from Matty. Big opposite transfer into that setback wall. Tail whip to suicide no-hander. Are you kidding me? Matty reaching over and grabbing that front peg. Going double bar spin on that elevated blue wall. Matty Kramer absolutely going off here in his first qualification run. Double tail whip on that 8-foot quarter pipe. 25 seconds. Huge a flare from Matty. Matty, you got about 15 seconds remaining. Wild transfer. Gap to wall splat from Matty Kramer. Are you kidding me? What a unique line. 5 seconds left, Matty. Big suicide no-hand air. Slip the pedal. And that is going to be time. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Matty Kramer. Wow, Matty showing you guys his unique style out there on the park course. Definitely thinking that's going to be the only tail whip to suicide that we're going to be seeing, or the only rider we're going to be seeing doing that trick. This next rider is another super familiar face on the series. Recently making the bump up from the Open Expert class to ride versus the Elite Men competitors. Coming out of Cary, North Carolina. Give it up for Joe Nix. Joe has a super unique riding style. You never know what type of trick he is going to bring to the competition. Going nose pick on the top of that 16-foot wall. Big transfer from Nix into the vert wall. 360 Superman seat grab. Oh! Nix, a slight bobble there, but able to manage to keep it on the bicycle. 360 double tail whip from Nix. Oh, going down on that one. Not quite having the speed and height he needed to complete that rotation. You still got 15 seconds left on the clock. Nix putting on a tech show for the fans. The only riders in the field with a front brake on his bicycle. Back. That means that all of our Heat 1 or Heat 2 riders have completed their first runs of the weekend. We're ready to go back to the top of the order for run number 2. Coming out of Toms River, New Jersey. Give it up for Radio Bikes and Dance Comp. Give it up for Brady Baker. Brady is starting things out with that flip double whip once again. Right into a massive flare on that 8-foot quarter pipe. Brady coming back towards the box with the cash roll. Brady Baker certainly came to play this weekend. 40 seconds left on the clock Baker here in run number 2. Going downside tail whip back into the park course. Oh, Brady might have been looking for that tuck no-hander. 25 seconds, Brady. Brady going 360 bar spin to bar spin back. 1 foot X up transfer. Brady making his way towards that mongoose wall ride. Big wall ride from Baker. 5 seconds remaining, Brady. Wall ride in between the gator pit as time winds down. And that is time with the flare over the doorway at the buzzer. Make some noise for Brady Baker. Moving down the list here in Heat 2 of qualifications. Next rider to drop, coming out of Ontario. Give it up for Jaden Chipman. Another super exciting rider to watch, starting things out. Tail whip on the way into the park course. Big lofty flare from Chipman, catching all of the transition on that one. Going can on his way back down. Tuck no-hander into the box landing. Another big lofty flare from Chipman on the 8 as he makes his way towards the box jump. 360 double bar spin from Jaden. Right into a flare bar. 25 seconds, Jaden. Tuck no-hander on the 10. Jaden going triple tail whip this time. Truck driver over that box jump backwards. Jaden has just over 10 seconds on the clock. Bar spinning his way into that Red Bull wall. And a bar spin over the channel. 3 seconds, Jaden. And that is time with a flare on the mongoose corner. Put your hands together for Ontario's Jaden Chipman. Jaden is stoked on that run, and rightfully so. A consistent 60-second long run crammed full of tricks. All right, moving down the order. This man is BMX royalty. He is the USA BMX head coach, and he is out here throwing down this weekend, doing it for Haro Bikes and Bobcat. Give it up for Ryan Nyquist. 60 seconds on the clock for Nyquist. 360 bar spin catch, double bar spin. Are you kidding me, Nyquist? Suicide over the box jump backwards. Big T-bog on the 10. Big 720 from Ryan. Flare on the 8-foot quarter pipe. Nyquist has a great run number 2 going as he suicides the 10-foot. Massive alley-oop 360 transfer. Hold it together, Ryan. 30 seconds remaining. Ryan transferred his way into that elevated vert wall section. No stranger to competition is this man. Downside, 1 foot, 1 hand up into the Red Bull wall. With 15 seconds left, Ryan making his way back to the box jump. 360 to one-handed X up. That was gorgeous. Ryan going toothpick to bar at the buzzer. Make some noise for the Haro Bikes rider, Ryan Nyquist. Wow, that was a treat to watch. One of my favorites, definitely that 360 bar catch double bar. I feel like I was back in the day watching Against the Grain. We have 5 more qualification runs set to take place here in the C1 Elite Men's Competition. Next rider to drop in for his final qualifying run of the weekend, coming out of Ontario. Give it up for Ben Millett. Ben starting out on the tallest ramp in the skate park with that 270 drop in. Canada representing strong out here this weekend. Ben going 360 from the training pyramid into the box. Massive flare on the 8. Ben making his way towards the box jump. Going backflip tire grab over the box. Getting all types of corked out on that one. 30 seconds remaining for Ben here in run number 2. 360 downside tail whip. Ben putting it all together here in run number 2 so far. Tail whipping his way up and over the doorway. With 15 seconds remaining, Ben making his way over to the street side of the course. 360 over the driveway box. Wall slap on the mongoose wall. And Ben is going to wave things off just a couple of seconds early. Make some noise for Ben Millett. A great consistent run at number 2 from Ben. Woodward Camp, let's get that noise going once again. Let's welcome him back to the course for his second run. This is Maxime Chalifour. Maxime starting things out, 450 down that gator pit hip. Big tuck no-hander transfer all the way over the doorway from the hip. Maxime going front flip over the box jump. 40 seconds on the clock as Maxime truck drivers the box backwards. Tabletop on the 10. 360 double tail whip. Oh, Maxime with a big tail whip on the 8. Getting a little loose. He is holding it together. 25 seconds, Maxime. Bar spin, tuck no-hander over the doorway. Tail whipping his way over the channel. 15 seconds on the clock, my friend. There's that flare on the mongoose quarter pipe with 10 seconds remaining. Maxime charging back into the box jump section. Backflip tail whip at height. And a tuck no-hander. That is going to be time for run number 2 for Maxime Chalifour. Once again, this next rider has been on an absolute tear recently, doing it for free agent bicycles. Give it up once again for Caden Stone. Caden starting things out, 360 downside tail whip to late bar spin. Triple bar spin on the 8-foot quarter pipe. Caden stepping things up in run number 2 already. 1, 2, 3, triple tail whip from Caden. Going opposite air bar spin out of the vert wall to bank. Caden, a flare on the quedge. Coming into the mongoose wall ride. Nice wall ride from Caden over there. 30 seconds remaining. The free agent bikes rider going double tail whip up and over the doorway. 20 seconds left as he makes his way back into the box jump section. Going cash roll this time. 10 seconds remaining, Caden. Looking to finish strong here in qualification run number 2. Lofty flip from Caden. And that is going to be time for run number 2 for the free agent bike rider, Caden Stone. Looks like those scores are in for Stone, which means we have 2 more qualification runs here in our elite men's class. Next rider to drop, coming out of Jackson, New Jersey. Give it up right now for the YouTube sensation, Maddie Kramer. Maddie starting out with that tail whip down the gator pin hip. Wall ride on the sticker at the mongoose wall. Huge gap to wall ride from Maddie. Only rider we've seen using that line all day. Suicide on the way back down. Big double tail whip air at height. Maddie charging the 10-foot. Oh, hold it together, Maddie. 360 double bar spin. 30 seconds left, Maddie. T-bog transfer from the box landing to tranny pyramid. Maddie has another great run going here in qualification. Oh! Unfortunately, that steep section over there in the corner ended up making Maddie flip over his handlebars. Maddie, remember, this is an average score. You still have 10 seconds. Keep it going. Maddie, massive suicide transfer. And an alley-oop transfer, are you kidding me? That is going to be time for run number 2 from Maddie Kramer. I know some of you may have noticed yesterday in the best run counts format, when a rider goes down, they typically wave their run off. But when you're averaging your scores together, it is crucial to get as many points as you can. So that's why we saw Maddie get up, get back on his bike, and finish that run off. We have one more rider ready to take his first qualification or second qualification run here today. He comes from North Carolina. He's a familiar face on the series. Give it up for Joe Nix. Joe has a super unique style on the bicycle. Charging at that 16-foot tall wall ride. Oh, looking for the nose pick, not quite making it all the way up. Big transfer from the pole BMX quarter to vert wall. Nick's going nose pick on the back rail of the 8-foot quarter pipe. Can on the 10, 30 seconds, Joe. 360 Superman seat grab over the box. Right into a tail whip on the 8. Keep it going, Joe. You got 20 seconds left, man. Wow, that was cool. Joe going opposite nose pick. Foot plant 270 in. Oh, unfortunately, just looping out on the 540 on the clinch. And that is time for run number 2 from Cary, North Carolina's Mr. Joe Nix. Oh, he's putting a little extra credit on the course for the fans out here this weekend in Pennsylvania. All right, Freestyle BMX fans at home and everyone here in person. That means that all of our elite men competitors have completed both of their qualification runs. At this time, we're going to ask that the elite men riders clear the course. We're going to open up to our C1 elite riders. Ladies, you will have a 15-minute warm-up session before your competition begins. And like I mentioned earlier, due to the number of competitors in our elite women's class, they will be advancing straight to the finals. 2 60-second runs. Best run counts. Ladies, this is your 2-minute warning. We are 2 minutes away from getting the finals in our elite women's competition underway. As the practice clock winds down for our elite women, we are going to lead off the list of the elite men that have qualified into the finals later on this afternoon.
Mike, we start at 12. Yeah. He's the bottom qualifier.
Jeffrey is in.
Yeah.
All right. These are your finalists in reverse qualifying order. Qualifying in 12th, Jeffrey Whaley, Ben Millette, Maddie Kramer, Esteban Calette, Brady Baker, Ben Weber Kramer, Jaden Chipman, Maxime Chilafor, Mike Varga, Ryan Nyquist, Caden Stone, and Kenneth Tencio. Those will be your elite men competitors advancing to the finals later on this afternoon. Once again, your elite men finalists are as follows. Riders, if you were outside and you're wondering if you qualified into the finals, those finalists are Jeffrey Whaley, Ben Millette, Maddie Kramer, Esteban Calette, Brady Baker, Ben Weber Kramer, Jaden Chipman, Maxime Chilafor, Mike Varga, Ryan Nyquist, Caden Stone, and Kenneth Tencio.
You guys have start order?
All right, the practice clock has expired on our practice session for our elite women competitors, which means we are ready to get our pro women's contest underway. Woodward Camp, are you guys ready for the elite women riders?
Oh, you're probably the wrong one. Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're all right, here we go.
Sick. Yeah.
Oh. Our first woman competitor in the elite women's class this weekend comes from Detroit, Michigan. Doing it for Troy Lee Designs. She is the first female to ever backflip on BMX bike. Give it up for Corey Coffey. 60 seconds on the clock for Corey. Corey charging that doorway gap, big air up and onto the Red Bull wall. Corey coming into the box jump section, going X up over the box jump for jump number 1. Corey Coffey flowing the park course. You got about 35 seconds left on the clock. Working in the box jump section early here in run number 1. Corey Coffey doing it for Troy Lee Designs. 20 seconds left, Corey. Big smile on Corey's face. She's having a blast out there. With about 10 seconds remaining, how will Corey Coffey wrap things up? Little tabletop action over that 7-foot hip. And that is going to be time. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Detroit's Miss Corey Coffey. Yesterday, this young lady was considered an amateur. Today, she officially makes her move to the pro ranks. Doing it for GT Bicycles. Give it up for Bethany Hedrick. Bethany starting things out, tabletop down that gator pit hip. Double peg grind across the mongoose quarter pipe. Nose bonk up and over the wedge pyramid. Bethany will be representing the United States later on this year at the World Championships with moves like that massive tabletop up into the Red Bull wall. Bethany going X up over the box jump. 30 seconds, Bethany. Bethany, big air on the 10. Flowing her way over the box jump. Showing the judges she is in control of that bicycle and has the stamina for a full 60-second run. It looks like she's going to wave things off just a little bit early. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for her first pro contest run ever, Bethany Hedrick. We are going to give these ladies just a moment because since there's only two of them, Corey Coffey just completed her competition run about a minute ago. It would not be fair to ask her to drop in right at this moment. So we are going to give her just a moment to compose herself, and when she is ready, there will be 60 seconds on the clock. The women of freestyle representing out here this weekend at Woodward Camp. And a big shout out to sponsors making this series possible. Corey Coffey, Bethany Hedrick representing the elite this weekend. A lot of our female competitors did not compete this weekend as a preparation for the World Championships coming out next month. All right, it looks like Miss Corey Coffey is ready to go for run number 2. The AirPods are in. Give it up to the Troy Lead Designs rider, Corey Coffey. Corey charging that doorway gap, big air up onto the Red Bull wall. Corey going to X up over the box jump once again. Working at the box jump section here in run number 2. Corey Coffey flowing her way over the box. You got about 35 seconds left on the clock, Corey. Keep it going. Corey looking smooth and consistent on the course. Going her way over that 7-foot quarter pipe. 30 seconds, Corey. Corey heading towards that mongoose quarter pipe. With 10 seconds remaining here in run number 2. She's popping out on the deck. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Detroit's Corey Coffey. Our final competition run in our elite women's class is going to come to us from the GT Bikes rider. Give it up once again for Bethany Hedrick. Bethany starting things out, tabletop on the way down into the course. There's that smooth, a double peg grind across the 7-foot quarter pipe. Bethany charging towards the doorway gap. Big tabletop air up into the Red Bull wall. With about 35 seconds left. Bethany coming into the box jump section. Getting a little loose, but she is keeping it rolling. Let her hear you, Woodward. Bethany charging towards the box jump. Looking to dig deep. Big axe up from Bethany. Off the air on that 8-foot quarter pipe. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the GT Bikes rider, Bethany Hedrick. That is going to conclude our elite women's competition for this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, our podium ceremonies for both our elite men and women will be taking place after the men's finals. All right, at this time, we are going to go into a 10-minute warm-up session for our Heat 1 finalists in the Elite Men class. Those Heat 1 riders are as follows: Jeffrey Whaley, Ben Millette, Maddie Kramer, Esteban Collette, Brady Baker, Ben Weber Kramer. Those are your Heat 1 finalists. Riders, you have a 10-minute warm-up session starting now. Heat 2 riders, you will have your own warm-up session. Once again, elite men competitors, we are in our warm-up session for our Heat 1 riders. Heat 1 of the finals in the elite men's class is as follows: Jeffrey Whaley, Ben Millette, Maddie Kramer, Esteban Collette, Brady Baker, Ben Weber Kramer. Those gentlemen have a 10-minute warm-up session. The course is yours. Heat 2 riders, you will have your own warm-up session following Heat 1's competition run. Once again, elite men riders, if you are outside of the building right now and you are in Heat 1, your warm-up session is taking place. Jeffrey Whaley, Ben Millette, Maddie Kramer, Esteban Collette, Brady Baker, Ben Weber Kramer. Gentlemen, this is your warm-up session. Heat 1 Elite Men finalists, this is your 2-minute warning. 2 more minutes of warm-up before we get the finals underway. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are currently standing outside of Lot 8, now is the time to make your way back in the building because we are just 60 seconds away from the Elite Men's Finals. The competition format for the finals. Each finalist will get 2 60-second runs. However, in the finals, it is best run counts. This enables the riders to absolutely go for it and show us the best riding they are capable of. Judges, please make your way to the judging tower. The practice clock has expired. Once again, judges, please make your way to the judges' tower. We are ready to get the Elite Men's Finals underway. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to get this underway. Again, the finals format is going to be as follows. Each of these riders will get 2 60-second runs. It is best run counts. Overall impression on the judges. Woodward Camp, are you guys ready for the Elite Men's Finals? Okay, that was pretty good, but I know that these riders have been holding things back for the finals. We need to bring that energy level back up. Woodward, are you ready for the Elite Men? First rider to drop here in the finals, coming out of Canada. Give it up once again for Jeffrey Whaley. Jeffrey is starting things off in the center of the park course. Massive alley-oop transfer. Jeffrey going from the pole BMX quarter to vert wall. Double backflip over the box jump. Oh, Jeffrey just under rotating a little bit. Balling his feet off of the pedals. Jeffrey, I believe, might have hit his face off of his handlebars or the vert wall on that one. And that is why you see that young man wearing a mouth guard. It looks like Jeffrey is going to wave run to number one. The finals, his best run counts. So Jeffrey is not in the runnings just yet. Next rider to drop in for his first run of the finals, also coming from Canada. Give it up right now for Ben Millett. Eyes on the Red Bull ball. 270-foot jam drop in from Ben to kick off the finals. Bar spin in that elevated vert wall section. 360 transfer from the tranny pyramid to the box. Big a flare on the 8. 40 seconds left for Ben here, going 720 bar spin that time. Right into a double tail whip. The rider out of Ontario. A great finals run going so far. Off axis, backflip tire grab. Tail whip on the 8 foot, 25 seconds left then. As Ben makes his way towards that doorway. Bar spin up into that Red Bull wall. 10 seconds remaining, Ben. 360 over the driveway box. Roll slap on the mongoose wall with 5 seconds remaining. Getting that ice pick grind in across the rail, and that is going to be time. Put your hands together for Ontario's Ben Millett. We're just waiting on those scores to come in before we drop in our next rider. All right, next rider to drop, coming out of Jackson, New Jersey. Let's give it up one more time for Maddie Kramer. Maddie starting things out, tail whip down the gator pit hip. Big a tuck no-hander from the 7-foot hip all the way over the doorway. Opposite air into the vert wall. Tail whip the suicide no-hander from Kramer. Reach over peg grab into the tranny pyramid. Straight a double bar on that elevated vert wall section. 1-footed X up on the way back down. Maddie heading into the 8-foot with a double tail whip. 25 seconds left, Maddie. Massive flare on the 10. Maddie breaking into the stratosphere on that flare. There's that gap to wall ride from Kramer. 15 seconds, Maddie. Maddie with the super unique line, taking it to the streets. Are you kidding me? Maddie Kramer with the 360 to flat. Make some noise for Maddie Kramer. Maddie Kramer lighting it up in his first run of the final. And paying homage to street riders everywhere by 360 into flat off of an 8-foot tall box. Looks like those scores are in for Kramer, so we're ready to keep moving down the list. Let's get that noise going one more time for Esteban Collet. Esteban representing France out here this weekend. 60 seconds starts now for the French rider. Tail whip down the gator pit hip. Big flare invert on the mongoose quarter pipe. 270 his way up into that elevated vert wall section with a tuck no-hander on the way back down. As he transfers into the box jump section, opposite flare on the 8, touching every inch of the transition. Heading towards the box jump with a backflip double tail whip. Right into a flare whip. Are you kidding me? Esteban is going off here in the finals. Cash roll from Esteban. Oh! Unfortunately, Esteban just under rotating that cash roll. He had such an incredible run going up until that point. And lucky for him, in the finals, it is best run counts. So we look forward to seeing Esteban back out for run number 2. Wow, Esteban going flip, double whip right into the flare whip. So much incredible riding up until that cash roll slide out. Another rider who had a fantastic showing in qualification, hoping to do more of the same in the finals. Coming out of Toms River, New Jersey, doing it for Radio Bikes. Give it up for Brady Baker. 60 seconds on the clock for Baker. Backflip double tail whip to start off run number 1. Lofty flare on the 8. Brady, tabletop on the 10-foot quarter pipe. Going cash roll over the box jump this time. Downside tail whip from the vert wall to bank. 40 seconds left, Brady. 270 bar spin up into that vert wall. Going tuck no-hander on the way back down. X-up transfer back into the box jump section. Double tail whip on the 8 from Baker. Looked like he slipped the pedal, but he's keeping it rolling. 25 seconds, Brady. Are you kidding me? 360 bar to bar back from Baker. Flare on the cledge. You got about 10 seconds remaining, Brady. Going double tail whip on that mongoose quarter pipe. 360 over the wedge-to-wedge pyramid. All right, in between the gator pit. As time expires, a flare over the doorway right at the buzzer. Make some noise for the Radio Bikes rider, Brady. This next young man had a fantastic showing in the expert competition yesterday, and today he has found his way into the pro finals. Let's give it up right now for Ben Weber Kramer. Ben starting things out, 720 over the box. Double bar spin on the 8-foot. Setting back up for the box jump. What has he got? 360 double tail whip. Slow motion on that second tail whip from Ben. 40 seconds left on the clock for Ben here in run number 1 of the finals. X up going the distance from the hip all the way over. Oh, unfortunately, just sliding out. Put your hands together for Mr. Ben Weber Kramer. Once again, like I've mentioned several times, the finals is best run count. So Ben is not out of the runnings yet, as he still has one more final run later on this afternoon. That means that all of our Heat 1 riders have completed their first final runs. So we're going back to the top of the order for run number 2. We saw this young man go down on the double flip in run 1 to clean it up here in the finals. Up one more time for Jeffrey Whaley. 60 seconds on the clock for Jeffrey. Charging that doorway gap with a massive alley-oop transfer. Whaley coming into the box jump section. What has he got for us? There's that double backflip. Oh! Jeffrey just under rotating the double flip, going over the bars. He is not happy with that one. Looks like he is okay. I'm sure he's more disappointed than everything. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Jeffrey Whaley. You know Jeffrey was absolutely going to be going for it, starting off that run with a double flip. We can't wait to see more of that young man in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, eyes on the tallest ramp in the skate park, coming out of Ontario. Give it up one more time for Ben Millett. Going 270 foot damn drop in. Bar spin in the elevated vert wall section. Transferring his way back down. 360 downside tail whip. Are you kidding me? Ben Millett letting it all hang on the line here in the finals. Going for that 360 down whip transfer. Unfortunately, not finding the pedals on that one. Still a great showing for the Ontario rider out here this weekend. I'm not sure if this next rider's ankles are ready for his final run of the weekend, but we sure are. Give it up one more time for Matty Kramer. Matty starting things out, tail whip down that gator pit hip. Big wall ride at the top of the mongoose wall, twisting the throttle. Gap the wall splat once again from Kramer. Suicide no-hander on the way back down. Transferring into the box jump section. Double tail whip on the 8 from Kramer. Charging the 10. Big, beautiful tabletop air from Matty. 360 straight double bar spin. 30 seconds remaining, Matty. Tail whip transfer from the landing to the tranny pyramid. Kramer stepping things up already from run number 1. 20 seconds left. Suicide no-hander going the distance from the hip all the way over the door. Big alley-oop transfer into the vert wall. Nothing. Matty bringing out the classics here in run number 2. 5 seconds. Matty taking it to the streets once again. He said, I want to make sure this ankle is fully roached by the end of this contest. Give it up one more time for Matty Kramer. Three more finalists here in heat number 1, set to take their final competition runs of the weekend. We got to bring that energy level up one more time. Let's get the noise going for Esteban Khaled. Esteban representing France, starting out with that tail whip down the gator pit hip. Massive a flare invert on the mongoose quarter pipe, landing so high on the transition. Tuck no-hander on the way back down as he transfers into the box jump section for the first time this run. Huge opposite flare. With 35 seconds remaining, Esteban going back to the double tail whip. Right into the flare whip. This is the finals run that Esteban was looking for. Tuck no-hander on the 10. 7:20 on the way back over the box. 20 seconds, Esteban. He has such an incredible run going so far. With just 10 seconds remaining. Bufanu on the sub box, showing you the precision. 5 seconds, my friend. Time winding down with the flare opposite whip. Are you kidding me? Woodward Camp, stand up for the French rider, Esteban Khaled. Esteban with a full 60-second run, and he did not slow down in the end of that run at all, finishing with an absolute banger. All right, with two more riders ready to take their final runs here this afternoon. Coming out of Toms River, New Jersey, doing it for Dan's Comp and Radio Bikes. Give it up once again for Brady Baker. Brady is starting things out with that backflip double tail whip. Right into a triple tail whip on the 8-foot. Brady already improving on run number 1. Going cash roll over the box jump this time. Downside tail whip from the wall to bank. 40 seconds on the clock as Brady goes 270 bar spin up into the vert wall. Blowing his way back down. X-up transfer back into the box jump section. 30 seconds. Lofty flare from Baker. Making his way back towards the box jump. 360 bar to bar back to bar. One-footed X-up into the wedge. 15 seconds, Brady. Flare on the wedge. Making his way towards that mongoose quarter. Wall ride. 5 seconds remaining. Brady is stoked on that one. He's waving it off early. Make some noise for the Radio Bikes rider. One more competitor ready to take his final run of the weekend. He has had a great week so far coming out of Ontario. Give it up once again for Ben Weber Kramer. Ben starting things out 720 over the box. Double bar spin on the 8-foot quarter. Setting back up for the box jump once again. What's he got? 360 double tail whip. Oh, slipping a pedal, but keeping it rolling and able to bring in that look back air. With about 35 seconds left, Ben making his way over to the street side of the course. There's that big transfer from the hip all the way over the doorway. Making his way up into that elevated vert wall section. Where is he going with all this speed? Eyes on the Red Bull wall. Massive 5-4. Wow. We are so happy to see Ben back on his feet after that one. Angle over here, that was a terrifying looking crash. Ben, we are so thankful that you are back on your feet and riding out. And you are insane for 540 in that ramp. Make some noise one more time for Ben, everybody. All right, that means all of our riders in Heat 1 of the Elite Men's class have completed both of their competition runs in the finals. At this time, we are going to open up the course for a 10-minute warm-up session to our Heat 2 Elite Men riders. Those riders are as follows. This will also be the order that you gentlemen will drop. Mike Varga, Jaden Chipton, Maxime Chalafour, Ryan Nyquist, Hayden Stone, Kenneth Tencio. riders, this is your 2-minute warning. 2 more minutes of warm-up. These riders that we're going to see in the next heat, again, are as follows. Mike Varga, Jaden Chipman, Maxime Chalafour, Nyquist, Hayden Stone, and Kenneth Tencio. We are just 2 minutes away from getting our final competition runs of the year done for the 2022 USA BMX Freestyle Series. "60 seconds of warm-up remaining, Heat 2 finalists. Again, our finals competition format is going to be 2 60-second runs. Best run counts, and it is overall impression on the judges, which means they're going for a little bit of everything. They want to see use of course. They want to see difficulty in the tricks. They want to see amplitude and control. Ladies and gentlemen, the practice clock has expired, which means we are ready to get Heat 2 of the finals underway. Woodward Camp, are you guys ready for our final competition runs of the weekend? First rider to drop in Heat 2, no stranger to competition, multi-time X Games gold medalist, doing it for Monster Energy. Give it up for Mike Varga. 1 minute on the clock for Varga. Starting things out, hand plant in that elevated third wall section. Alley-oop, 360 transfer right into a flare bar spin. Varga setting up for the box jump. What does he have for us? 360 double tail whip from Mike. Bar spin over the box jump backwards. Varga working the box jump section here in run number 1. Are you kidding me? No-handed 360 backflip right into a 540 bar. You got about 25 seconds remaining, Mike. Going foot jam nose pick on the face of that mongoose wall. 540 flare on the quedge. Varga letting it all hang out here in the finals. You got just over 10 seconds remaining, man. Turning to the box jump section. Double barrel roll. Are you kidding me? And that is going to be time. Make some noise for Mike Varga. I just heard Mr. Vargas say that was his first run to wood. That was also the first time I've ever seen someone do a double barrel roll. You guys saw how off axis he was on that. That was absolutely incredible, Mike. Next rider to drop in for his first run of the finals. Coming out of Ontario, Woodward Camp, give it up for Jaden Chipman. 60 seconds on the clock for Chipman. Starting things out, opposite tail whip into the course this time. Massive flare tail whip, oh! almost landing in a peg stall. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Ontario's Jaden Shipman. You can see he was definitely trying to step things up from his qualification run. As we saw the opposite tail whip on the way in as opposed to the regular, and a flare whip instead of just a flare. We can't wait to see Jaden come back out for run number 2. Looks like those scores are in for Chipman, so we're ready to keep moving and down the order. Woodward Camp, let's get that noise going once again for Maxime Chalafour. Max starting things out with a big 450 down the gator pit hip. Tuck no-hander holding it the entire time he was in the air. Max is setting up for the box jump. Front flip over the box. 40 seconds remaining for Max here. 360 tuck no-hander backwards. 1, 2, 3, 360 triple tail whip. Are you kidding? Maxim going off here in the finals. Bar spin over the box jump backwards. Charging the doorway. Bar spin to tuck no-hander up into the Red Bull bank. 20 seconds left, Max. Tail whipping his way over the channel and into the street side of the course. Truck driver on the tranny box. Flare on the Mongoose quarter. 10 seconds, Max. Max looking to finish strong. Backflip, double tail whip. Right into a flare, and that is going to be time. Make some noise for Maxime Chalafour. Absolutely flawless run from Maxim, crammed full of difficult tricks and amplitude. He is stoked on that run for sure. The judges over here scratching their heads, trying to take in everything they just saw from Maxime. Three more riders here in Heat 2, ready to take their first runs of the finals. The next rider, doing it for Haro Bice and Bobcat, coming out of Wilmington, North Carolina. This is Ryan Nyquist. Ryan's signature soundtrack. 60 seconds on the clock for Nyquist. Starts now. Backflip straight double bar spin. Nyquist ready to step things up for the finals. No stranger to competition. Big T-Bog on the 10-foot. 720 bar from Nyquist. Right into a flare on the 8-foot quarter pipe. Nyquist, a seasoned veteran, showing you guys that big suicide no-hander. Alley-oop 360 transfer from the box flip to the tranny pyramid. 30 seconds, Ryan. Ryan, oh! Going for that 270 bar spin up into the vert wall. Unfortunately, just looping off the back of the bike on that one. But the good thing about the finals, it is best run counts. And we will have Mr. Ryan Nyquist back for another shot at it here shortly. Next rider to drop in for his first run of the finals. Capable of some of the most progressive jumping tricks in freestyle BMX. Doing it for free agent bikes. Give it up for Caden Stone. 60 seconds on the clock for Caden. 360 quad bar spin. That's one of those progressive tricks I was telling you about. Right into the triple tail whip. Caden Stone on one early here in the finals. 720 tail whip What? What? Hayden Stone going for it here. Blair bar spin on the quetch from Stone. Right into a 900. Are you kidding me? The free agent bikes rider pleading his case for the top spot of the podium. Double tail whip up and over the doorway. 20 seconds, Hayden, 20 seconds. Coming back to the box with a cash roll. Opposite downside tail whip. 10 seconds on the clock for Stone. With a lofty backflip. And that is going to be time for an incredible run from the free agent bikes rider, Hayden Stone. Wow. Hayden crammed so many tricks into that run, I could barely keep up with him. Fantastic showing from the free agent bikes rider here in the finals. But we do have one more competitor yet to take his first run of the finals. He's standing on the tallest ramp in the skate park, coming out of Costa Rica. Give it up one more time for the Red Bull rider, Kenneth Tencio. Kenneth starting things out with the flare drop once again. Transferring his way up into that elevated rear wall section with an off-axis flip on the way back down. Right into the flare tail whip. Kenneth coming over the box jump backwards, looking to build up some momentum. What does he have on the box? Are you kidding me? Kenneth going for the 1080. 3 rotations of himself and the bicycle. Unfortunately, just getting a little off axis, not able to put that one down. But we will see Kenneth back for run number 2 in just a couple of minutes. That means that all of our Heat 2 riders have completed their first runs of the finals. We have 6 competition runs remaining in the 2022 USA BMX Freestyle Series. We're going back to Canada, back to the Monster Energy rider. Give it up once again for Mike Varga. Varga starting things off, hand plant on the elevated rear wall. Going 450 bar spin down this time. Alley-oop 360 transfer. Large flare bar spin from Mike. Making his way towards the box jump. 360 double tail whip to bar spin. Varga already improving on run number 1. Working the box jump section here. Going 360 backflip that time. Into a 900. Are you kidding me? 20 seconds remaining, Mike. Mike making his way towards that mongoose quarter pipe. Going foot jam on the face of the wall. Showing the judges he can get tech as well. 540 flare on the quedge. 10 seconds, Varga. Going oppo wall ride on that mongoose wall. And that is going to be time. Finishing up with a flip whip. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the Monster Energy rider, Mike Varga. Varga coming out swinging in run number 2. I am so glad that I am not a judge. With so much incredible riding, I have no idea how you rank these guys versus each other. Next rider to drop in for his final run of the weekend also hails from Ontario. Give it up for Jaden Chipman. Jaden, a powerhouse on the bicycle. Opposite downside tail whip to start things off. Huge a flare whip from Jaden. Landing it perfect, catching all the transition. Jaden going topside can on the way down. Transferring into the box jump section. Big a flare bar on the 8 from Chipman. With about 35 seconds remaining here in run number 2. 360 bar spin to downside tail whip. Right into the flare opposite whip. Oh! Jaden, unfortunately, just sliding out on that flare down whip. He's still got a big smile on his face. He's having a blast out here this weekend. Woodward Camp, give it up for Jaden Chipman. This next rider had the fans jumping out of their seats in run number 1. What does he have planned for run number 2? Give it up once again for Maxim Shilafar. Starting things out, 450 bar spin, and he is in for his final run of the finals. Big tuck no-hander going the distance all the way over the doorway from the hip. Maxim going front flip over the box jump once again. 40 seconds on the clock. 360 tail whip the box backwards. Maxim looking to step things up. 360 triple tail whip. Bar spin to tuck no hander on the 8-foot. Bars over the box backwards. Maxim going tuck no hander up into that Red Bull bank. Tail whipping its way over the channel into the street side of the course. 15 seconds. Truck driver on the driveway. Wall riding up over the Mongoose logo. Maxime coming into the box jump one more time. Going cash roll. Oh! Just under rotating the cash roll. He is back on his feet and healthy. And that is what we love to see. Incredible riding from Maxim Shilafar all weekend long. Three more riders to take their second run here in the finals. Again, this next rider needs no introduction. He has won everything there is to win in the freestyle BMX world throughout his career. He's doing it for Hollow Bikes and Bobcat. Give it up for Ryan Nyquist. Ryan starting out backflip straight double bar. Going bar spin over the box jump backwards. Toboggan on the 10. What does he have on the box this pass? 720 bar spin from Nyquist. Right into a lofty flare. Landing high on the transition. One-handed X up on the 10. Double bar spin from the box flip to the tranny pyramid. 30 seconds, Ryan. Ryan going 270 up into that elevated third wall section. That's where we saw him have some troubles in run number 1. Pulling it clean this time. Double bar spin up into the red ball bank. Ryan with a smile on his face, knowing he might have cheated on that one. 360 half bar to X up. And a flare with his handlebars backwards. 5 seconds, Ryan. 544. Right at the buzzer. Make some noise for the Hollow Bikes rider, Ryan Nyquist. Next rider to drop in for his final run of the weekend. Absolutely blew our minds with run number 1. What is he going to bring to the table here for his final run of the day? Give it up one more time for the free agent bike rider, Caden Stone. Caden starting things out, 360 triple bar spin. Opposite downside tail whip on the 8. Caden, box jump. Cash roll bar spin, oh! Caden just under rotating that cashy bar. He's back on his feet, waving to the crowd. Make some noise for the free agent rider, Caden. I could be mistaken, but I kind of believe that Caden was probably so stoked on his first run, he wanted to just come out and push himself in the second run. One more competition run to take place in the 2022 BMX Freestyle Series. Eyes on the Red Bull wall, the Costa Rican rider, Kenneth Hencio. Kenneth starting out with that crazy flare drop once again. How is he so consistent with that trick? There's that flip down the gator pit. Kenneth going flare tail whip on the 8-foot quarter pipe. Such a powerhouse on the bicycle. What does he have on the box jump? 720 bar spin this time. Tail whip air on the 8-foot quarter pipe. Kenneth, you got about 30 seconds left, my friend. Huge, a Superman seat grab. Shout out Jay Muron. Big 540 flare. Kenneth is on one right now in the finals. 20 seconds remaining, Tencio. Big downside tail whip transfer into that Red Bull wall. Transferring his way back to the box jump section. Back flip, double tail whip. 8 seconds, Kenneth. Looking to finish up with that wall ride in between the gator pit. And that is going to be time for run number 2 for Mr. Kenneth Tencio. Wow, incredible riding from all of our finalists here in both the elite women's and elite men's classes. The judges will be up here crunching the numbers, tallying the scores. We are going to find out shortly where these pros rank up on the day. We're going to go in to the podium ceremonies right in front of the foam pit. The judges deep in those scores. I want to take this time to give one more big thank you to all of our series of sponsors. We're talking about Free Agent Bicycles, Dan's Comp Mail Order, Vans Apparel, Mongoose Bikes, Fit Bike Co., King BMX, Snafu Components, and of course our title sponsor, Hyper Bicycles. Thank you to Woodward Camp as well for hosting us here for round number 8 of the 2022 USA BMX Freestyle Series. Ladies and gentlemen, sit tight because we are going to find out who won our competition today in both our elite men's and women's contests momentarily. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the results for both our elite women's and elite men's competitions are in. We're going to start with our elite women finishers. Second place on the day, Miss Corey Coffey. And what a way to dip her toes into the world of women's professional freestyle BMX with a first place finish, the GT Bikes rider, Bethany Hedrick. Congratulations to both Bethany and Corey. And of course, huge congratulations on Bethany for everything that she has achieved this year. The future is bright for that young lady for sure. Our result for our elite men competition this afternoon. Your 12th place finisher, Jeffrey Whaley. 11th place, Ben Weber Kramer. 10th place, Jaden Chipman. 9th, Ben Millette. 8th place, Brady Baker. 7th place, Maddie Kramer. 6th place goes to Esteban Collette. Moving in to the top 5 positions, 5th place finisher, Ryan Nyquist. Finishing in 4th, Kenneth Pencio. Moving in to the podium positions, finishing in 3rd place on the weekend, Maxime Chilafort. Your 2nd place finisher this weekend, the Monster Energy rider, Mike Varga. And you guys know what that means. Your 1st place finisher, doing it for Free Agent Bicycles, Hayden Stone. Congratulations to all of you gentlemen on the podium and all of our finalists in our Elite C1 men's competition. That wraps up the 2022 USA BMX Freestyle Series. To all of our fans and family and friends and riders, we cannot thank you guys enough for making the series what it is. We will be back in 2023. Everyone have a safe off season, safe travels home. Until next time.